good morning,
Good
Raj.
mo Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good as well. Thank you for asking.
My pleasure. So, Raj, how's the day today? It's busy or it's light, and how are you placed today?
It has just started.
Yeah.
I was stuck in my bathroom because there was no water and power was cut as well.
Okay.
So I'm happy that I made in time.
Okay. So that must be a task, right, to come out of the washroom then.
Yes, of course. It's like I was there for an hour,
Okay. So
more than.
you had a good morning started today.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. That's great, Raj, to know that you took it very positively and the way you found out your ways out.
yeah.
Okay. So, Raj, today's topic, if you have gone through, it's about pets. Do you want to discuss that, or shall I do something else today?
Uh, we can discuss both, like we can discuss the topic for a few minutes before
Okay.
moving to general topics as well. Because
Okay.
it was like, would you blame your pet? I can't because I do not have any, and
Yes.
I
So
have
all
not
the
thought
questions are
about.
regarding that. All the questions are regarding that. So if you
Yeah,
want, so I have something planned. If if you're okay, it's something new. If you want to try it out.
yeah, of course.
Okay. So let's try that out first, and then maybe we'll jump to the question.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So this is just to flow your creative juices. Okay. So we all have that creative juices. We all, we can create certain things, but we always doubt our creativity skills. Okay.
yeah, of course.
So I will be giving you two objects that is non-living and one is living. Okay. And what you have to do is the three of them together. You have to try building a story.
Okay,
Okay. So the
yeah,
first one is a gun.
gun. Okay,
Second one is a bottle
bottle,
of water. Okay.
bottle
And
of
third
water.
one is a person named Samir.
Samir.
Yeah. So we have
So,
three. One living thing that is the boy is called Samir, and there are two objects: a gun and a bottle of water. So can you try something making out of it? You can take
so
1 minute.
uh, Samir works in a works for army, and he had a gun that was for his official purpose, but instead of surrendering it to the uh, department, he had taken it to our home, his home, sorry. And like when he explained it, I was drinking water and I said, what, how on earth anybody can do that, and why have you done this? It can cost you your job as well. So I was trying to explain him, and he said, no, it is okay, we can manage. I mean, I have some pact with my seniors and we can manage it well. So I have just taken it for the fun purpose. There is no bullet in this. It's just for showing that, look, these are the guns that I use while I am on duty.
Okay. So that I mean, so that's the story. You have finished the story by
Yeah,
ending it. That he wants
yeah,
to have wants to have fun. That's why he is carrying the gun.
yeah, of course.
Okay, that's great. That's great. You tried very well. Okay, and you tried to build up story, and you also included yourself there.
Yeah,
Okay, so if you see here, Raj, what happens is when we are asked to make a story, we always take a little while to create it, and whenever you're practicing making stories, it really helps. If you must have observed, this is one thing which is very nice as well. If you go to see in communication skills, any speeches you see, any people, any person you see who's on the stage describing something, it always starts with a story.
yeah,
So to
of
be
course.
an effective speaker about in any field, okay, in any field, you need to have a skill of telling stories.
Right.
It can be on the spot, it can be a prepared storytelling, and it always includes characters. It can be non-living, it can be living.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah. So I hope you got the message. Keep trying that. This will really help you in your communication.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So going to the next question. I hope you enjoyed this activity.
Yeah, Yeah, of course, of course. And I would like to add one more thing, that there is another tutor called Rini Rose Matthew. What she does, she give uh, like first she start talking, and in between she uses some or the other vocabulary, then ask whether you have remembered and what you can recall out of that. So that the meanings that we pick, she ask that collecting all this meaning, you try to build any story. So I have done this earlier with her, so it was nice.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I
That's
mean,
great.
I mean that is more. I mean, I found that more tougher than this one. This was easy, that you have already have two or three objects, and you have to bring them together. And then the other one is like you have certain words, and you have to connect all those words together in a story, or any incident that should look like a story. Like
Okay.
once you started, you
Yeah.
went over that. Yeah,
Okay. So she gave you the words, and then you had to connect the words that make story.
yeah,
That's again very nice thing to do. So that's you learn out of it a lot, because you're
yes,
using your creative juices, and at the same time you're building a good communication, strong communication about a certain topic,
right, right. So
right?
this is the reason. Like these are the interactions that I found most interesting, and of course the challenging as well. Whether I would be able to do it or not. So
Right.
it helps for sure.
Yes, so I'm sure I'm going to come up with more story making sessions with you then if you enjoy it, because even I enjoy this a lot. So I
Yeah,
generally do this with younger ones, because they use their mind so well, and they create such a beautiful story. And it is amazing to see that the how the brain works, and we actually don't put that effort of making stories, and it is a very
yeah,
good way to learn communication skills and be effective speaker.
right.
Okay. Okay, so now going to the next question before I again jump to the session notes. How would you describe yourself, Raj?
Uh, so I I am a BCom graduate and a
Mhm.
CA dropout, and currently I'm working on English so that I could teaching, because I have been teaching for years. The last 2 years I'm regular, and earlier I was teaching. In between I left out those things for doing other things. So yes, this is what my life is, and this is why my what my present is. And I, like 5 years down the line, I want to be a good tutor, so that whoever comes to me gets satisfied that I have learned something from him.
Okay.
That is what I'm looking
Okay. So Raj, that was your educational background and your professional background.
for.
Now
Yeah.
the question was about you. Who is Raj, and describe yourself?
Okay. So apart from that, like if I say that my childhood and the way I have grown up, cricket and singing has been my life. Or if I say it like cricket and singing is like my life and wife.
So
So
nice.
these two things are there in my life, and I cannot dream my life without these two things. So playing cricket is not that easy for me, because it involves lots of players as well. So unless I found a team, I cannot play. But surely watching it, and like watching even the highlights that I used to watch when I was 10 or 12 years old, is a real good pastime for me. And apart from that, singing and listening to songs, and the other stuff, if I talk about, like if I talk about the society, I feel there is so much negativity around everywhere. And sometimes now I have started feeling that since I was a pessimist, I have seen only the negative aspect of the society. But certainly there is positive side as well. And if we look at that side, we should only look forward to what we can contribute, and
Right.
and what and in what way the people are contributing. There are so many good persons, and they are contributing. The considerate people, they are doing a lot, so we can join them, or we can do it on our own. So all
Right.
this is about me. This is how I feel, this is how I think, and like my pastime, I use with cricket and singing. Sometimes I think about myself, that how can I contribute to my society, and all these are the things that I can tell you about myself.
Okay. So that was again about yourself, and which was very. I have always, appreciate the way you have been dealing and looking up to life. That you want. That's certain that positive changes are always seen in you, and you
Yeah,
have that approach towards the life that you want to bring a change and for a good cause. That's
yeah,
beautiful. At the same time, I would still ask you again. Okay, if you have to give adjectives to yourself, what would that be?
yeah. Considerate one,
Consider.
and like on the path of developing, because
Okay.
I can't say more about that. Like earlier, I used to think that I am useless. I am, I mean,
Yeah.
uh, but earlier, now I am trying to change that. So
Okay.
considerate is the one word, and the other, that hardworking,
Yes.
and looking forward to do something on my own, and something meaningful. Like always trying to search for a meaning for which I can think about doing something valuable to me and to others as well.
Right. And you're a very enthusiastic learner. What I have seen that you want to learn every day. That's what I see every time in you.
Yeah,
Okay. So so this is what I wanted to ask you, because describing yourself is always with describing yourself with words. So if I have to say I'm an amiable person, so that I'm a friendly person and I like to
yeah,
socialize, I am extrovert, so I'm using the adjectives there. Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's great to know that about you. Now the next question would be, describe time when you faced a conflict and how you addressed it. So if you faced any conflict, how did you address it,
Uh,
or do you put it under the cover?
I, I don't say that I have faced any conflict till now. I mean, conflict in the sense of argument or on all. I have never been into such situations. So all my life, I have been in a conflict with myself, my past, my opportunities, and how I have used them, how I should have used them. So when I used to think all this, the only thing to come out of all the negative thoughts, I used to think about someone who has not gotten all those opportunities that I have got, and even after they have done great. So there are many person like them and others who have not got anything and who are living well miserably. So if they can do, or if they are in that situation, I am still better than them. So I should think about positive side and try to change myself instead of cribbing about my past or lamenting over my past.
Okay, that's a good change you brought in yourself, because that's very important to be grateful of what you have and understanding. So that's how you addressed your conflict against
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
So more power to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. So now coming to the topic of the pets, since you also wanted to take up few questions there, we will go to that. It talks about blame your pet. So since you don't have a pet, but we can just have a hypothetical
Yeah,
situation.
of
Yeah.
course.
Yes. Okay. So what kind of situations can you blame on your pet? And pets are
Mm.
generally notorious, Raj, as you know. So anyone who has ever owned a pet, and even those who have not, can recall a funny incident involving a
Yes.
pet. Okay. So what kind of blames you can put on a pet?
Like if I break something in my house, so I would certainly blame it on my pet, that it's not me, it's my pet has done this.
Okay, fine. So have you ever blamed something on a pet before, or a dog, or any other animal before outside your house?
Uh, no, never.
You have.
No,
Okay.
I haven't.
Okay, maybe how about the rats? I mean, it's not pets. I'm sorry, but it's not pets. But have you ever blamed the rats in your house that they are doing this, and or maybe some other things in your house?
Oh, of course, of course. It's like I can recollect now that earlier when I mean sometimes when I have not done my homework and I would say that okay, I had done it, but my rat like I just forgot the word that rat does. So the rat cut it, and I just forgot to bring that the paper.
Okay, so they
Like
ate it
like
kind of thing. So this you
like
used it in the school
yeah.
at your school. Okay, have you gotten away with it when you told this to your teacher? Did she actually understood or she believed in you?
What do you think?
I'm sure no, get out of the class.
And no, not get out. Like the school I have been at my childhood, we used to
Yeah.
get bitten by snake on.
Oh God, on the knuckles or on the hand?
Like on the knuckles by sometimes by duster as well.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
so bad, Raj. That was really bad. I still remember. Even I have got it. And that too from a computer, sir. So that was something which was hilarious, and we used to laugh. So we used to
Yeah.
get it more. Than- Yeah, it was painful, and that was so terrible to do with little kids. Do you
Yes,
agree?
yes, of course. Of course.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is the worst kind of mess you have seen that was created by a pet?
Uh, since I do not have any, I cannot recollect. But if I talk about the street dogs or nothing much that I can recollect, but of course, sometimes I have got uh, like the jaws by a dog twice or thrice maybe. So that I can certainly recollect. And
Okay.
it's like at my village, the dog was under the table, under the like bed, outside of house, and like I was trying to wood it away and throwing stone. And while doing that, I fell, and
Okay.
then it got the chance and it placed the
Bit you.
jaws on my thigh or
Oh,
something.
so you got bitten by the dog. You have been.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, so did you get injections then?
yeah. Of course, like at that time I was around 10 or 12 maybe, and
Then.
even when I was like 18 or 19. So at that time, while coming on a street, I was trying to escape, but it came to me. So that was the second time I got this situation.
Okay. Oh, so this has happened twice with you. So
Yeah,
dogs really love you, huh?
and like I explained, the first incident that was in the village. So that time I had gotten some those 14 uh, injections that were
Ouch.
used to be and earlier, but the next time, this time I was in Delhi. So like
Okay.
I went and I got just one injection, and after that I was thinking, is it enough? But of course, the technology and the advancement of all the medical facilities that we have gotten by then,
Yeah.
so only that one injection was okay for me the other
Oh,
time.
okay. But that must be a painful situation, right? When you got bitten by the dog.
Of course, that was, but I don't recall it that way.
Okay,
I
you don't
mean,
recall.
I can only recall that I was enjoying or trying to shoot it away, but finally it backfired.
It backfired. Yes, yes. This is one of the fear I have to go near the pets. I mean, not the pets only, but also the stray dogs that they will come back at you. But you should maintain distance from them if you're scared. If you're not scared, then there are people who actually go and then they pacify
Yeah,
and then yeah, then they love them in a way that they know that they will not attack back.
yeah.
Okay. So, what kind of precautions would you take to avoid this situation? So, what do you started doing then?
For precautions for what?
to stay away from the dogs. I'm just relating to the topic.
Okay. I don't try that. I mean, even if I go to somewhere and there are stray dogs or the even the pets, I don't shy away, and
Okay.
I don't try to avoid. It's like I it is okay. I go to them. I feel that if I'm not afraid, they are just pet and they won't do anything harmful.
They don't do it.
They do only because they feel that you are going to harm them, and then they feel like we have to. I mean, they do it in defense. So
Right.
with that mindset, I go and try to be normal, so I don't feel like avoiding.
Yeah. Right. That's the right way to deal with them, I feel.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I'm so sorry. So there is an
it's a
okay, there is a hypothetical situation now involving pets. How would you manage each of these? I will just be asking one of it. Imagine you brought home some important work files. Okay, you set them down on the table and go for a walk. When you come back, the files are completely tattered. You realize it is your pet. How would you explain the situation to your boss? What would you say to convince him that it wasn't your fault?
oh my. The first thing, if I have to avoid this, I would not be this. I mean, lazy or uh, uh, I mean, unresponsive. I would try
Irres-
to keep it
irres-
irresponsible. Yeah, irresponsible. So I would try to avoid that in first place. But if it has been done, nothing much that I can do. I can only explain that okay, it was not a fault, and what how can we move ahead? So we would look for that.
Right. You'll find out the solutions
Yeah,
with your boss. Okay, and you will apologize for the what
yeah,
happened. Because
yeah, of course.
partially it was your mistake as well to keep the files on the table.
Right, right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great. So here you just in one of the sentences, you said I go to somewhere. So it is I go somewhere. You can maybe
Yeah.
check the recording. But I didn't want you to interrupt you that time. So
Okay. Yeah.
I go somewhere. And also, if we go back to our storytelling session, I just wanted to give one feedback there. Whenever you are ending any story, whenever you're practicing this story making, or you're being a part of storytelling, always make sure that your ending has to be in a proper way. That it's giving a conclusion.
Yeah.
Okay,
Of
there is
course.
there should be a summary or a conclusion. When we read a book, we always have a conclusion, or there is a cliffhanger. That's a different type of story making. But right now,
Yeah.
whenever you are telling a story, maybe in other sessions as well, make sure that you're giving a conclusion or a summary.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so that completes the whole story.
You're right.
Okay, so yeah, with the next session we are meeting, we are definitely doing story making again.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah, do you want to ask anything or tell anything?
No. No. I mean, um, I had thought something, but I can't recollect.
It's okay. It's
I
okay. We
just
still have to.
I had thought of writing as well, but I forgot. But okay, next session if I
So
can come with that.
definitely. So
Yeah.
generally, do you forget things, or are you a forgetful person? Because it happens that you think about something and then it's just gone, like boom, it's just gone from your mind.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. I am like that.
Okay.
This is the reason why I try to keep a note. I mean, whenever I something that I have, if I'm learning and something that comes to my mind, I straight away write that in my notes. Or if any question comes to my mind, I try to write that as well. So these are the important things. Otherwise, the general things, if I forget, it's okay. And I try most of the time. I try to improve on this part as well. So if something that is not that relevant, I would not necessarily write it and try to recollect or remember it, so that if even if I forget, I should try to recollect, and then I would be able to judge myself whether I have this ability or not.
Yes, right, right. So you are what kind of a learner you are, Raj? You like to write and learn things, or do you just your listening skills are great?
Uh, writing is the what I prefer.
Okay, so you write and understand things in a better way.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, that's so when you are growing up, you tend to in the class most of the time you tend to miss on everything because you're not listening properly, right?
yeah, of course. Mm.
Yeah, so that's where the listening skills matter a lot.
And on this part, I would like to say one more thing, that
Yes,
uh,
please.
up to my 10th class 10th or something, I had never been that good in my classes as well. So most of the time I didn't even go to school. I used to avoid schooling more often. So I was like a bunker maybe. Like I used
Okay,
to bunk classes for my cricket session.
cricket session.
So so that was uh, the reality, and that's something, of course, I have been told earlier by my aunt and others that you do not have listening skill because at times when you used to be in school, you were not there. So you have not learned that, and you all you try to do is learning by yourself. So
Yes.
when we try to learn by ourselves, certainly we tend to follow the other way, like writing
Mhm.
things and then learning it back.
Right. And I think that's the best way of learning. When you start self learning, you understand which parts you are good at and what kind of things you miss on, and then you start working backwards. So in the school,
Yeah,
at school, or in those days, you don't focus on all that. You are just in the pressure of doing what is asked to do.
right.
Right. Okay. So with that, yeah, the session also gets over. But the time has also
Yeah,
come to an end.
yeah,
So it's
yeah, of
always
course.
a great session with you, and have a lovely.
Likewise, likewise. Good day. I mean, have a good day, you as well.
You
And
too.
it was lovely. Bye for
Thank you.
now. Take
Yeah.
care.
Bye bye. Take
See you
care.
in another session.
Yes, definitely. Bye bye.